Welcome to our Thursday online English class. Today is May the 13th, and we're ready to commence our evening online English class. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're still missing a few students. Let's see, we have 4 students connected. Hopefully, Felix will join us soon, and Samantha and Mario. I believe Gabi's going to join us. Jocelyn is not going to join us this week, but she's going to be watching our recorded classes, and we're going to be recording the class for her to watch at a later time, and for any of you to view it or review it at a later time, okay? So we're going to go ahead and begin now. Let's see. If you recall, the last class we had, here we have our conversational chat. And in our last class, I wanted everybody to participate in a little bit more practice. I have this, we're finished with the topic of gerunds, but we have a continuation topic, which is a spin-off. I don't know if you know what a spin-off is. Un spin-off es algo relacionado, ¿verdad? De este tema nos vamos a este y luego ambos van a ser relacionados. A eso se le llama a spin-off topic. Entonces, we have a spin-off topic of the gerunds topic, which is infinitives for the new lesson this week. And to finish the gerunds unit, I wanted everybody to indicate whether or not you agree with some of these ideas, similar to the ideas that we had been discussing. Smoking a few cigarettes is safe. Quitting is very difficult. The topic about increasing the price of cigarettes encourages quitting. Banning all cigarette ads, whether or not it is a good idea. The TV program shouldn't allow scenes with smoking. That health insurance should be higher for smokers. We talked about that. They should allow smoking on the street. Some people agree, some people disagree. Selling cigarettes to teenagers should be illegal. Some people agree, some people disagree. Okay, some people don't have an opinion. They say, I don't care, no opinion, or they don't know. Okay, so the idea was that we discuss, send your comment on if you agree or if you disagree on the topics on this list from a survey. Now, I gave you an example. I, in my opinion, I agree that banning all cigarettes, ads, advertising, this is marketing, banning or canceling all marketing for cigarettes is a good idea, so that cigarette companies don't convince young people to smoke. So that definitely is a good idea. Now, the idea was that we review your comments at the start of class on Thursday, which is today, and then we will continue to our new topic with Unit 24, infinitives, okay? So, by the way, whenever I finish class, sometimes I don't always have time, but sometimes I can post the link to the video, okay? And this is, lately I've been doing it, but here I can post the link, and you can view the recorded session. You will need your user ID to view it, but you can view it. It's the it's going to ask you for the login ID, your like Ali at CETIenglish.com and the password. Okay, so and then when you log in, because you're part of the group, it'll let you view it. Okay, but anybody can view the class if using the link, or you can go to the regular Microsoft Teams app. Okay, and if you don't know okay? The Microsoft Teams app is very good. Like when you go to the calendar, for example, okay? Let's say I go to your calendar and I go here. I can go chat with the participants right here, okay? And it's going to open the chat history, okay, for this group, and then you can see the last class. For example, I go here, you see, and right away, right now we started a new meeting, okay, but now you cannot see the attendance report. That's the teacher information, but you can see the meeting, okay. You can go here and you can click here. It's the same link I gave you here. It's the same link. I'm just making it easy for you, but you can do it yourself, you know. Technically what I do is I come here and I get a link, and then I that's the link I post on your chat, but you don't need it. You can go directly to your Microsoft Teams app and you can click here and you can open the meeting, okay? So we started a new meeting here, and of course all the class notes are here. That's what's so good about this. If you want to see the class notes, everything we do in class is right here. See, all the main points and the other classes, they're all right here. You see videos. So this is pretty good, okay? In case you need it, it's right there for you, okay? Now, that's just additional information. Okay, so here we are. It's a whole new topic. We are starting Unit 24, and we want to talk about friends and family. Remember, the objective of this class is to start having more conversation about things that we are familiar with. Okay, so everybody, you know, we can talk about our friends, we can talk about our family. That's something we're familiar with. That's should be pretty basic for us. We should have a lot of vocabulary. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're also going to identify the grammar and context on our conversation. The grammar in context on our conversation is going to be infinitives that are used after certain verbs. That is the current topic. Okay. So before we begin that, we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, and we want to talk about this article here. This is a newspaper advice column. Have you, has anyone in this class read a newspaper advice column? Anybody? An advice column is advice means consejo. But now you have newspaper advice. You got online news advice. For example, there's advice on what to do for the COVID. Okay, that's advice. It's online. But some of us probably read it and maybe forgot. There's a lot of advice columns online, okay, and this is one, okay, this is a person, her name is Annie, and Annie has a newspaper advice column, okay. What we're doing is we're asking questions here. It says, what kind of questions do you think Annie answers? And do you think this is a good place to get advice? If no, why? Okay, well, let me ask you. According to, well, I'll tell you what, let me listen. I'm going to let you listen to the audio first. And then you can answer the questions. This says before you read, but I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to let you read it first, okay? Read the article, and then tell me what you think of the article, okay? Ask Annie is the name of the article. First, tell me if you can hear the audio okay.
Unit 24, page 334. Read.
Did everybody hear the audio okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Ask Annie. Dear Annie, I've just moved to Seattle and started going to a new school. I try to meet people, but nothing seems to work. A few weeks ago, I agreed to have dinner with someone from my English class. Bad idea. Right after we got to the restaurant, he asked to borrow money from me for the check. And he also wanted to correct my pronunciation. I'm from Louisiana. Obviously, I decided not to see him again. Now my roommate would like me to go out with her brother. I asked her not to arrange anything because I really don't want to date anyone right now. First, I just like to find some friends to hang out with. Do you have any suggestions? Lonely in Seattle.
Dear Lonely, you seem to have the right idea about making new friends. A lot of people try to solve the problem of loneliness by falling in love. I usually advise them to make friends first. Perhaps you just need to relax a bit. Don't expect to develop friendships overnight because that takes time. Instead, do things that you'd like to do anyway. Join a sports club. Learn to dance. Try not to focus so much on your problem. Just remember to have fun with your new activities. You'll interact with people who have similar interests. Even if you fail to meet your new best friends immediately, you will at least have a good time. Don't give up. Annie.
All right. So here you see, a person has a question about trying to meet people, and she's asking for advice, okay? And she's talking about the problems. First, she recently, look what it says right here. I've moved to Seattle and started going to a new school. So she's new in Seattle, okay? And what is she trying to do? She's trying to meet people, but nothing seems to work. No, she doesn't seem to find friends. So she agreed to have dinner with someone from her English class. That's funny. Someone from her English class. She went on a date, and right away she says, bad idea. Right after we got to the restaurant, he asked to borrow money from me for the check. You know what that means? What does that mean? ¿Qué significa borrow money?
Pedir prestado, dinero.
Pedir prestado. Ajá, salió con alguien de la clase de inglés y llegando al restaurante la persona le pidió dinero prestado. That's funny, está chistoso, dice. Y luego se la pasó corrigiendo su pronunciación. And he also wanted to correct my pronunciation. Y luego dice, I'm from Louisiana. Es de Estados Unidos, o sea, habla inglés. Nada más que tiene Louisiana, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi. Todos esos estados se conocen como los estados, the Cajun States. Cajun, porque tienen un acento un poquito, ¿cómo se dice? Tipo rancherito. Y medio se molestan cuando les tratas de corregir su acento. Son, según ellos, pues son nativo americanos. Pero sí tienen el acento antiguo, o sea, rancherito. Y yo creo que por eso se molestó. Dice, I'm from Louisiana. Hasta lo dice con el tono. I decided not to see him anymore. Decided not to see him. Decidí no verlo. Dice, my roommate would like for me to go out with her brother. Mi roomie quiere que salga con su hermano. I asked her not to arrange. Le dije que no hiciera arreglos, ¿verdad? Porque no quiero salir con alguien ahorita. I don't want to date anyone right now. First, I would just like to find some friends. Solamente quisiera encontrar amigos con los que pueda salir. Hang out. Esta palabra hang out es técnica. Hang significa colgarse. Es como con quién colgarme. Suena raro, ¿verdad? Pero significa con quién pasar un tiempo. If you hang out, si alguien te dice, you wanna hang out, quiere decir, hey, ¿quieres pasar un rato allá? ¿Quieres pasar un rato acá? ¿O quieres pasar un rato en mi casa? ¿O quieres que yo venga a la tuya? O sea, o vamos al parque o donde sea. Se dice hang out. Hang out es una expresión idiomática que se utiliza. Okidoki. La persona dice lonely in Seattle. Quiere decir que es solitaria en Seattle. Seattle es la ciudad. Entonces alguien que pide consejo para no estar sola, ¿verdad? Y aquí le dan el consejo, dear lonely, estimada solitaria. Con eso empieza. To have the right idea about making new friends. Tienes una buena idea de hacer nuevos amigos. A lot of people try to solve problems of loneliness by falling in love. Mucha gente trata de resolver su problema de la soledad con enamorarse. Sí. I usually advise them to make friends first. Primero les aconsejo que hagan amigos. Perhaps you just need to relax. Primero, a lo mejor necesitas relajarte un poquito. Espera desarrollar amistades. No esperes desarrollar amistades de una noche a la siguiente, porque eso se toma tiempo, dice. Y instead significa en lugar de eso, okay, do things that you'd like to do anyway. Join a sports club, learn to dance, haz cosas que como quiera quisieras hacer. Únete a un club de deportivo, aprende a bailar, ¿verdad? Dice, try not to focus so much on your problem. Trata de no enfocarte tanto en tu problema, solo recuerda divertirte con tus nuevas actividades. Interactuarás. You will interact with people who have similar interests, con personas que tienen intereses similares. Okay? Even if you fail to meet your new best friend, aunque falles en encontrar o conocer tus nuevos mejores amigos inmediatamente, por lo menos tendrás un buen rato, la pasarás bien un rato. You will at least have a good time. No te rindas. Ese es el consejo. Ok, entonces ya viendo de qué se trata, do you think, a ver, Mr. Well, Livni, do you think this is a good place to get advice? If no, why not?
I think that probably yes, because you can get an advice for someone that has experience on your problem.
Okay, very good. Probably a good idea. Ali, do you agree, or do you think it's not a good place to get advice from?
Yeah, I disagree. I agree, sorry. I agree because of this you said. She has probably more experience and she maybe has too many or another ways to fix this problem.
Very good. Yes. Okay, so we have different places to get advice from. And this lady, Annie, she seems to be a nice lady. She seems to be a mature lady. Maybe it's not a bad idea to get advice from an older, more mature person. Nothing wrong with that. And she seems to give reasonable advice. So maybe it's a good idea. Okay. Now, notice that she uses infinitives. Try is the verb. To meet, that's an infinitive. I tried to meet. She seems to work. I agreed to have. He asked to borrow. He wanted to correct. Decided not to see. You see, seemed to have. Tried to resolve. Blah, 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 to make, to relax, to develop, to do. You notice all of these are infinitives. Now, if you remember, in earlier lessons, I told you that when somebody teaches you the verb be, it is the verb be, not the verb to be. When you say, oh, I learned the verb to be, Okay, that's incorrect. To be is not a verb. Okay, to be is an infinitive. Infinitive. So if you went to school here in Mexico and your teacher said, "Oh, today we're going to learn the verb to be," maybe they taught you the I am, you are, he, she, it is, we, you, they are correctly. Maybe that is correct, but that is not the way to mention the verb. It's not the verb to be. It is the verb be. And to be is not even a verb, okay? When you use to be in a sentence, it is not a verb in the sentence. For example, if I want to be a doctor, okay, I can say I want to be a doctor. Okay. I would be the subject of the sentence. I would say I is the subject, want is the verb, to be is the infinitive. Infinitive. And then we already know this. This is doctor is a noun. Okay. But if you notice, you will never have to plus another verb as a verb. The verb is here, want, and then to be is an infinitive. Okay. And it's the same thing here. Asked is the verb. To borrow is an infinitive. Wanted is the verb. To correct is the infinitive. Decided is the verb. Not to see, the infinitive can be affirmative or negative. So you can say to see or not to see. Okay, but it's still an infinitive. Would like what? To go out. That's an infinitive. Not to arrange. To date. And this is the grammar in context. Okay. That is what we will be learning about today. And it's a very interesting topic, very useful. Technically, you can take any verb and turn it into an infinitive. Okay. And we're going to learn when to do it, when not to do it. Okay. That's going to be today's topic. Now, let's talk a little bit about vocabulary. Okay. Interact es interactuar, solve, resolver. Okay, aquí voy a poner, well, let me put it in Spanish. Interactuar. Then you have resolver. Okay, obviously, obviamente. Obvia. También es obviamente así, no, ya se me olvida. Obvia. ¿Cómo se escribe obviamente en inglés? ¿En español alguien me puede decir? Obvia. Obviamente. Obviously in Spanish. También usa el doble. No estaba seguro si usaba la B o la V, pero es igual al inglés, se usa ambos. Eso nunca lo había visto. Nunca lo hubiera adivinado. Obviamente. Similar, similar. ¿Verdad? Y focus, un enfoque, enfocar. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can use the vocabulary in the sentences. You tell me. Match the underlined word with the verbs in blue. Okay. This is a vocabulary activity. Leo, can you tell me number one, please? Read the sentence, please. First.
It's easy to see that they are going to be best friends. Puede ser, obviously they are going to be great friends.
Okay, it's easy to see that they're going to be great friends, and you're going to go with obviously that is correct. Something that is easy to notice Something that is easy to see is obvious. That is correct. Very good. Mr. Edward, what about number 2? Mr. Edward Ibarra.
They have almost the same interest. Dance, for example. Similar?
Correct. Almost the same, casi igual, similar, same thing. Almost the same significa casi lo mismo, o casi igual. So yes, that's going to be similar. Okay, so they have similar interests. Dancing, for example. Excellent, good job. Mr. Diaz, can you tell me number 3, please? Mario Diaz. Read the sentence, please, first.
Yes. Number 3, at school we have and work with people from all over the world. Letter A, interact.
We interact, correct. Interact is talk and work with, for example, here, this class, we're always interacting. Everybody's talking. I mean, everybody has an opportunity to participate. That's called interact, okay? Interact, and that's a very commonly used word in English, very common. Interact, interact. That's the way you pronounce it, interact. La T casi no se pronuncia, es como interact, interact. Okay? All right, good job, Mr. Mario. Mr. Ali, number 4, and Libni, number 5, please.
Number 4 says, keep your attention on your work and your grades will improve. You have to change it for focus. Focus on your work and your grades will improve.
Correct, focus, keep your attention. I always tell the students, you gotta focus in my class, okay? Keep your attention on the topic, okay? That means focus, keep your attention, focus. Very good. Number 5, Libni.
Some people find an answer to their problem by writing 20. Solve.
Solve. Correct. Solve. Excellent. So again, these words are common everyday vocabulary. We use them often, and we're going to be using it. We're going to be using them in our current topic. Okay. Remember, interact, solve with a V. The teeth touches the lip. Solve. Obviously. Obviously. Similar. And then focus. 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 No es focus, ¿verdad? Tampoco es focus. Suena muy mal eso, suena como una maldición. Focus. Focus. Es como se pronuncia. Ok. Ahí batallan, mucha gente batalla para pronunciar eso. Pero la palabra, la pronunciación es focus. Focus. Ok. All right. So I included the copy of these vocabulary terms on your meeting chat notes if you need to see them at a later time. Now, let's remember the article with Annie, okay? Remember that the lady is asking Annie for advice, and we're gonna let, for example, we're gonna let Mario tell us what is the answer to number 1. We're gonna let Edward tell us the answer to number 2. Livni is going to tell us the answer to number 3. Mr. Ali is going to tell us the answer to number 4. And we're going to let Leo tell us the answer to number 5. Now, these are the questions. Lonnie has been successful in meeting people. Lonely isn't asking for advice about dating. Annie thinks making friends is a good idea. Annie says that friendship develop quickly. Annie thinks that lonely ought to have some fun. Okay, listen to the audio one more time, find your answer, and then you will have an opportunity to tell us if these comments are true or false.
I try to meet people, but me. Dear Annie, I've just moved to Seattle and started going to a new school. I try to meet people, but nothing seems to work. A few weeks ago, I agreed to have dinner with someone from my English class. Bad idea. Right after we got to the restaurant, he asked to borrow money from me for the check. And he also wanted to correct my pronunciation. I'm from Louisiana. Obviously, I decided not to see him again. Now my roommate would like me to go out with her brother. I asked her not to arrange anything because I really don't want to date anyone right now. First, I just like to find some friends to hang out with. Do you have any suggestions? Lonely in Seattle.
Dear Lonely, you seem to have the right idea about making new friends. A lot of people try to solve the problem of loneliness by falling in love. I usually advise them to make friends first. Perhaps you just need to relax a bit. Don't expect to develop friendships overnight because that takes time. Instead, do things that you'd like to do anyway. Join a sports club. Learn to dance. Try not to focus so much on your problem. Just remember to have fun with your new activities. You'll interact with people who have similar interests. Even if you fail to meet your new best friends immediately, you will at least have a good time. Don't give up. Annie.
Okay, Mario, read your sentence, please, and tell me if it's true or false.
Lonely has been successful in meeting people. False.
Correct. She mentioned that something's not working, she says. Right here. It says, I try to meet people, but nothing seems to work. Correct. That's going to be false. That's the reason why she wants advice. Edward, number 2.
Lonely isn't asking for advice about dating. True.
Isn't?
She's done asking date, no?
You're right. I'm sorry. you're, that is true. She doesn't want to date. Yes, I didn't pay attention to dating. Not dating. She's asking for advice, but not for dating. Right here. Let's see. Where is it? Decided to see him. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to date. Right here. I don't want to date anyone right now. I'd like to find friends. So you're absolutely right. Good job, Mr. Edward. That's going to be true. Livni, number 3, please.
Annie thinks making friends is a good idea. True.
That's true. That is the part that we just mentioned. Annie agrees. She says, you seem to have the right idea about making new friends. So she agrees. Okay, that's going to be true. Did I put that on here? Okay. Ali, number 4, please.
That's false. It says Annie says that friendships develop quickly. She says that, well, she said that friendships takes time to develop. So that's false.
Correct, right here. Don't expect friends to develop Don't expect friendships to develop overnight because that takes time. It takes time. So of course that is false. That is correct. And Leo, number 5. Good job, Ali.
Annie thinks that lonely ought to have some fun. True.
True. That's correct. Here, she says, if you fail to meet your new best friends immediately, you at least have fun, have a good time. So she's gonna have fun. So that is true. She agrees. Okay, very good. Now, if you notice, let's see. Give me one moment. Let me copy this and put it on your notes. But if you notice, we have comments here. Give me 1 second. If you notice, you have on this entire article, you have infinitives. Okay, that we are identifying the grammar in context for now. Okay, we were using the vocabulary. We have a conversation about making friends, and remember today's topic is friends and family. So we're talking about, in this case, we're talking about friends, okay? But we're going to be talking about family also, using infinitive. So this is our conversation using infinitives for now, okay? For now. Now let's remember that when we recently reviewed gerunds. Okay, we recently reviewed gerunds, and when we reviewed gerunds, who remembers what are the components of a gerund? Who remembers? Who can tell me what are the components of a gerund? Remember, gerunds have what? Do you remember what gerunds have?
The ing combination.
Correct. Gerunds have an ing, and now we're discussing something different. We're not talking about ing. Now we're discussing other ideas. We're discussing the subject, the verb. Okay. Maybe sometimes you have an object, not always. Sometimes you have an object, and then you have affirmative or negative with to. Okay, you must include the to. And if you remember, gerunds never use a to. You never say, I enjoy to working. Never. I enjoy working. You do not say, I enjoy to studying. That's incorrect. You say, I enjoy studying. Okay? That's a gerund. But infinitives require the to. You have to say, I decided to write. I decided to borrow. I decided to arrange. Or negative, I decided not to write. I decided not to borrow. I decided not to arrange. Okay? Now, give me an example. Leo, can you give me an example of a sentence, something you do or you not, something you don't do using an infinitive, please? For example, I'm going to give you an example of me. I want to teach English in online to people from China. I want to teach English online to people from China. So I want to teach. That's my gerund. That's something I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to learn to speak Chinese so that I can teach English to Chinese people. Leo, tell me something you're going to do.
I can I say I play soccer? Le
Well,
agrego
that's not an infinitive. You include an infinitive.
I want to play.
Okay, very good.
I want to play soccer.
Okay, you want to play soccer, like for a league, maybe? Then you can say, I want to play soccer for a league, maybe.
For I want to play soccer for a league.
For a league.
¿Qué es eso?
Very
A
good.
league.
Excellent. League, una liga. O sea, para una liga, para una a league. Okay. So that's something you want to do. You can say, I want to play soccer. All right. Ali, is there something you want to do, or you would like to do, or?
Yeah, I would like to visit Tokyo or China one day in the future.
Okay, you would like to be. Did you say to be talking?
No, I would like to visit Tokyo or China in the future.
Ah, okay, very good, excellent, very good. So you're using an infinitive. Okay, now let's learn the definition of an infinitive first of all. Okay, Mario, can you read number 1, please, and tell us the definition and a few examples of an infinitive, please, in English?
Yes. An infinitive is to plus base form of the verb form the negative by placing not before the infinitive. An infinitive can follow certain verbs. Examples: she decided to join a health club. She decided not to join the math club. I agreed to have dinner. He wants to make new friends.
Correct. Very good. Again, it is to. An infinitive is to, 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 plus the base form of the verb. That's an infinitive. Any word that you use, any verb that you use with to, you say to be, to work, to sing, to play, to eat, to anything, is an infinitive. That is the definition of an infinitive. So what to make it negative, or you say not to play, not to work, not to sing, not to dance. Okay, if you don't want to do it, you don't say don't to join. You say not to join. Okay, so if you don't want to learn English, you say I decided not to learn. Okay, I decided not to study. I decided not to work. Not to. Okay. And we need to remember that an infinitive can follow only certain verbs, not every verb. That is probably the most difficult part of using infinitives. You have to learn what verbs it follows. So, for example, when you say I enjoy that and the verb enjoy, okay, usually comes before a gerund. You can say I enjoy learning English. I enjoy talking English. I enjoy studying English. After the word, after the enjoy, you use the gerund. Okay, but if you say I agree You don't say, I agree learning English. I agree studying English. That's incorrect. After the verb agree, you have to say, I agree to study English. I agree to learn English. I agree to talk English, okay, in class. Or I attempt to learn English. Or I begin to study English. I can't wait to study English. I forgot or I forget to speak English. Those verbs require an infinitive. Okay, certain verbs require an infinitive. And can you read that section for me, please, Mr. Edward? What does it say right here? Number 2. Please.
Some verbs, such as the ones below, can be followed directly by an infinitive. Agree, attempt, begin, can't wait, decide, I can fail, forget, hope, learn, manage, plan, refuse, remember, rush, seem, try, volunteer, Wayne.
Correct.
Example, verb plus infinitive. He decided to take a dance class. He hoped to meet new people. He rushed to go out with him. She tried not to be late.
Excellent. Good job. Agree, attempt, begin, can't wait, decide, fail, forget, hope, learn, manage, plan, refuse, remember, rush, seem, try, volunteer, wait. All of these verbs only use an infinitive. Okay, you cannot use any of these verbs with a gerund. You cannot say, I remember eating pizza. Okay, technically you should say, I remember to eat pizza every morning. I remember to do my homework. I remember to clean the house. You don't say, I remember cleaning the house. Okay, I seem to understand. I seem to worry. I seem to do. Okay, or I try to do. I try to work. I try to worry. I try to understand. So again, all of these require that we use only infinitives, not gerunds. So this is going to get a little complicated because we're going to mix them. We're going to have another lesson in the future where we're going to be using gerunds and infinitives in the same paragraph. And we need to know when to use a gerund, when to use an infinitive, okay? We're going to be practicing. But for now, let's read. What is the next rule? Rule number 3. Mr. Let's see, ya se me olvidó quién leyó. ¿Quién leo? Vamos a dejar que lea Leo, por favor.
Some verbs, such as the ones below, need an object. Some verbs, such as the ones below, need an object, noun or pronoun, before the infinitive. Advise, allow, convince, encourage, force, invite, permit, persuade. ¿O cómo se pronuncia eso, teacher? Está raro.
Urge, persuade.
Persuade. Remind. Persuade, remind, tell, urge, and warn. Examples: verb plus subject plus infinitives. I invite Mary to eat with us. I reminded her to come. She told me to call her. They warned us not to forget.
Excelente. Nada más no olviden, ya tuvimos el tema del pasado, ¿ok? Y invited, que se oiga el id, invited. Si tú nada más dices invite, es presente. I invited, I reminded, que se oiga el id, ¿verdad? And they warned. No es warn con N. La última pronunciación no es N, no es warn, es warned. Se tiene que oír ese D al final. Si no, está en el presente. También con el otro. Se tiene que oír el id. Invited, reminded, warned. El número, la tercera está en el presente simple, así que no aplica. Okidoki. Again, very good. Some verbs, such as the ones below, need an object, noun, or pronoun. Aquí entra el tema un poquito más difícil de object pronouns. ¿Ok? Hay algunos verbos que requiere que digas, si vas a hacer algo, tiene que haber alguien que recibe la acción. Es como decir, como el verbo traer, ¿verdad? Tienes que decir a quién. Si vas a traer algo, vamos a decir, vas a una fiesta, ok, yo traigo. ¿Traigo qué? Yo traigo las cocas. ¿Ok? Ese verbo requiere que tú digas, que venga algo después de. No todos los verbos lo requieren, ¿verdad? Pero muchos verbos sí requieren, ¿verdad? Yo aconsejo, ¿aconsejas qué? ¿Verdad? Tienes que poner algo después, ¿verdad? Yo aconsejo que estudien. I advise to study, ¿verdad? Pero ¿a quién me estás aconsejando? I advise you. Yo te doy consejo a ti que estudies. I advise you to study. Allow es permitir. Si yo permito que participen, I allow you to participate. Si yo te convenzo, I convince you to study. Si yo te motivo, I encourage. Esa palabra encourage es motivar a alguien a hacer algo. I encourage you. Requiere un you o depende de quién le estoy dando el consejo. Si yo le estoy dando consejo a Ali, ¿verdad? I encourage Ali to review his homework. Okay. Si alguien te forza a hacer algo, oh, he forced me. Forced who? Forced me to study. O si alguien te invitó, he invited me to the party. Or I invited you to the party. Or Leo invited Livni to the party. Okay. Eso es requiere, es lo que te está diciendo aquí. Hay algunos verbos que se pueden utilizar con infinitives, pero tiene que venir un object en medio. Esos son los verbos que requiere que especifiques a quién o qué es lo que la acción. ¿De qué o a quién? Tuvimos una lección específicamente para esto en el nivel 2, lo que le llamamos subject and object and direct objects. Okay. Si ustedes quieren, si no se acuerdan o no estuvieron en esa clase, tengo una presentación de PowerPoint que es muy, muy buena, que explica ese tema. Entonces, envíenme un mensajito ahí para recordarme después de clase. Teacher, envíenme allí la presentación de PowerPoint que explica cuándo se utiliza el subject y object y cuándo se requiere el object y cuándo es direct object y cuándo es indirect object. Eso te ayuda mucho, porque si tienes ese tema, esto no se te dificulta. El punto es que necesitas saber cuáles son los verbos que requieren un object y esos se van a usar con el verb más el object y luego vas a tener el to, bla, bla, bla. ¿ok? Porque en otras ocasiones le he dicho, oh, hay acá con estos otros anteriores, ¿verdad? I forget to study, ¿ok? Y no se dice con I forget to study, no requiere que tengas un objeto después de forget. No es I forget you o I forget her, I forget me. No es necesario. I forget to study y tiene sentido, ¿verdad? Pero acá no, acá I invited Mary to eat with us. I reminded her to come. She told me to call her. They warned us not to forget, ¿verdad? Eso requiere un object. De nuevo, para entender esto al 100, debemos entender el otro tema que ya vimos en el nivel 2. Pero vamos a tener práctica, no se preocupen. Okidoki. Alright, un segundito, vamos, déjame. A ver, un voluntario, por favor, que lea el cuota, porque la verdad es que perdí cuenta de quién ha leído. A ver. Who volunteer wants to read number 4, please?
I can read, teacher, if you want.
Thank you, Ali.
Okay, it says number 4. Some verbs, such as the ones below, can be followed by an infinitive or an object plus infinitive, which are ask, need, promise, choose, pay, want, expect, prefer, and would like. And in infinitive, it says, I asked to come to the meeting. Object plus infinitive, it says, I asked them to come to the meeting.
Excellent. So again, here you can have a few. There's only a few verbs, no hay muchos. There's only a few verbs that require, that allow you to use an infinitive or an object plus an infinitive. So if you ask, you can say, I asked to come to the meeting, or you can say, I asked Edward to join the meeting. You can specify. You can, with the word ask es como le pedí o es una manera de decir invité, ¿verdad? Entonces, yo quiero que Edward se una a esta reunión. Yo voy a decir, I asked Edward to join this meeting. I asked Edward, o nomás puedo decir, I asked to join the meeting. Vamos a decir, si el que quiere entrar es Edward, él va a decir, I asked to join the meeting. Yo pregunté si me dejan entrar a la junta. I asked to join, ¿verdad? Pero si yo lo invito a él, I asked Edward to join the meeting. Entonces, dependiendo del contexto, en estos casos, con ask, con choose, expect, need, pay, prefer, promise, want, and would like, esos se puede utilizar ambos, object o nada más el infinitive. ¿Okay? Entonces, aquí es donde entra lo difícil. Tienes que, oh, teacher, ahora me tengo que acordar que con este grupo, infinitive nada más. Con este grupo, object más infinitive, después del verbo. Y con este grupo puede ser ambos, de acuerdo al contexto. Okay, so that makes it a little bit difficult. Okay, let's see, we're on page 350. Un segundito. Quiero que vean, complete this order, verb 16. Okay, lo voy a llevar aquí para ponerles esta información en el... Ok, aquí está una lista más completa. Es más, y voy a incluir la primera lista. A ver, acabamos de tener gerunds, entonces aquí están los verbos. Primero voy a poner estas dos. Followed by gerund or infinitive. First followed by infinitive, by object plus infinitive. That's a preposition. Okay. Bueno, lo voy a dividir en dos para que no sea tan confuso. Okay. First, we want to know which verbs are followed by gerund and which verbs are followed by an infinitive. Eso también se lo voy a poner en su WhatsApp. Verbs followed by gerunds, verbs followed by infinitives. Los acabo de enviar. Y también les voy a enviar la lista donde vienen verbs followed by gerunds or infinitives, que todavía no llegamos a ese tema. Ahí les estoy adelantando esto. Esto viene en otra de las unidades aquí, la que sigue. Y verbs followed by object plus infinitive. Es lo que estamos haciendo ahorita. Okay. Vamos que no vienen en el mismo orden, pero no importa. De una vez. Okay, so we have this list. Again, verbs followed by gerunds or infinitives. These are verbs followed by object plus infinitive. So then, bueno, es para que lo estén viendo durante el tiempo que estamos en esta clase, porque vamos a estar viendo utilizándolo, así que tengan esas listas a la mano. Inclusive si las pueden imprimir, les recomiendo que las impriman y lo tengan ahí pegado en sus notas. Okay. These are the lists. Again, and we have, these are pretty complete lists. This is pretty good. I mean, these are the most common. For example, here, I advise you to study. I allow you. I ask you. Este tiene el paréntesis porque este es uno de los que puede ser cualquiera de los dos, ¿verdad? Cause, the weather caused me to cancel, puedes decir. I choose you to comment. I convince you to blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ahora, esto todavía lo voy a ignorar porque es otra lección, pero ahorita les comento. Verbs followed by gerunds. I acknowledge learning English. I admit working at McDonald's. I advise selling. I advise not selling drugs. I allow working. I avoid smoking. I ban smoking in class. You see? So all of these, verbs followed by infinitives. I agree to work. I aim to learn. I appear to understand. I arrange to pay. I ask to help. I attempt to help. You know, all of these can be used. So these are very good. Learn them, study them outside of class. I mean, we don't have time to work on all of them in class, but we will need them for this lesson. Okay, very important that we use them for this lesson. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go back. We were at page 350. All right, here we are. So those are the lists. This is a small list, but I just gave you a bigger list so you can begin. And there's more, but these are the most common. There may be some more, but these are the most common that you can begin with, okay? Now, let's read a diary entry. We're going to underline all the verbs plus infinitives and all the verbs plus subject plus infinitives. We want to identify the grammar in context, okay? That's what we want to do. Identify the grammar in context. But let's see, I'm going to let, let's see, who likes to read? I need people who like to read. Livni, can you read? I'm going to let you read half of it all the way to here. And then Ali, will continue to the end? Please.
Annie advised me to join a club or take a class, and I finally did it. I decided to join the school's outdoor adventure club, and I went to my first meeting last night. I'm really excited about this. The club is planning a hiking trip next weekend. I can't wait to go. I hope it won't be too hard for my first adventure. Last night, they also decided to go rafting in the spring.
At first, I
Good.
didn't want to sign up, but the leader was so nice. He urged me not to miss this trip, so I put my name on the list. After the meeting, a group of people asked me to go out with them. We went to a coffee shop and talked for hours. Well, I hope to make some new friends when I join this club, but I didn't expect everyone to be so friendly. I'm glad Annie persuaded me not to give up.
Excellent. Very good. Good job. Good reading. So let's identify. We have some sections where it says here, underline all the verb plus infinitives and the verb plus object plus infinitive. So here, for example, it's underlining the verb, and here is an object. So this is the verb, right? Advised is the verb, and me is the object, and to join is the infinitive. Okay, there we have that. Mario, can you tell me where you see in the next sentence, what do you see? Identify the verb plus infinitive or the verb plus object plus infinitive. You see it anywhere, Mario? Next sentence.
I decide to join the schools.
Correct. This is the verb plus infinitive. There's no object, right? The verb plus infinitive. Excellent. What about in the next sentence? It says, I decided to join the outdoor schools club and I went to my first meeting last night. No problem there. I'm really excited about this. This club is planning a hiking trip next weekend. I can't wait to go. I hope it won't be too hard for my first adventure. What do you see, Leo? Where's the next verb plus infinitive?
I'm really excited about this. The club was planning. Puede ser wait to go.
I can't wait. Technically, can't wait is going to be the verb. Okay. So we're going to say this is the verb area, and to go is going to be the infinitive area. Very good. Excellent. Very good. Mr. Edward, what do you see? Where's the verb plus infinitive?
Maybe last night they also decided to go.
Blah, 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 blah. Let's start.
It's down
right here. Correct. Last night they also is también. Y luego they what? Decided to go. And to go viene siendo correct. Excellent. I hope it won't be too hard for my best adventure. Last night they also decided to go. Very good. Edward, ¿ves otro aquí más adelante? At first I blah blah blah, but the leader was so nice. ¿Dónde está el otro?
And want to sync up?
want. I didn't want to sign up. Correcto. I didn't want. Es negativo, ¿verdad? Didn't. Entonces viene el verbo. I didn't want to sign up. To sign up. Sign up es como... no quería apuntarme, ¿verdad? Entonces, al principio no quería apuntarme, no quería registrarme. But the leader was so nice, he urged me not to miss this trip. Okay. Ali, do you see another combination?
Yes, on the line below it says not to miss the trip.
And not to miss. So this is a combination of what? Urged is the verb. And then do we have an object?
It would be me, right?
Correct. And then we're going to have a negative infinitive, not to miss. You see? ¿Se fijan? Es que cuando identificamos esta forma, ustedes pueden, visualizar la gramática en el contexto. Advise es el verbo, me objeto, to join infinitive. ¿Ok? Y todo lo demás ya lo aprendimos. Si me pongo a analizar aquí, the subject is Annie. Ok, en esta primera oración, the subject is Annie. A club, ya sabemos que a club es un noun. Or take a class. Or ya está pegando una segunda expresión. Take what? A class, noun. And es un connector. I, subject. Finally es un adverb of frequency. Ok. Y did es el verbo. It es un object. La idea es que podamos identificar todos estos. No me voy a poner a identificar todo. No, en esto lo voy a borrar porque no quiero confundirlos, pero ya debemos de poder hacer eso a este nivel. Y va a servir para entender claramente lo que estamos leyendo en este caso y gradualmente cuando lo escuchemos vamos a poder identificar, él está hablando de Annie, le dio consejo, advice a mí, ¿verdad? Que no se te vaya el me, y de unirse a un club, to join a club or take a class. Si no sabes cuál es el verbo, te confundes porque no estás seguro si es advise o join, o si es decided, join, wait o go, ¿verdad? Want o sign up, urge o miss, y te quedas tú como que no estoy seguro cuál es la acción. Ya no sabes, si identificas el verbo, claro, el sujeto bien, el verbo bien, y el infinitive, tú sabes cuál es la acción. La acción es el verbo. Pero me invitó a hacer aquello, o me urgió que no me fallara aquello, o decidió ir, o quiere registrarse, o no puede esperar para ir. O sea, mucha gente se confunde si no puede identificar ese verbo. Eso y más cuando viene un verbo objeto y infinitive. Okay, very important. Igual cuando es gerund. Hay que identificar el verbo y el gerund. Okay. Very good. So, continue. Liberty, where do you see another? I put my name on the list. After the meeting, a group of people asked me to go out with them.
Asked me to go out.
¿Y qué es lo que tenemos aquí? Tenemos verb. ¿Qué tipo de combination? Verb plus what? Asked es el verb. Me es el object. Y to go out. Y esto es medio confuso porque viene to go y luego viene un out. Acuérdense que hay verbos que son phrasal verbs. Vamos a tener una clase de eso también. Para allá vamos. Los phrasal verbs también son verbos. La única diferencia es que vienen con un out, con un in, con un under, con un about, con un up, con un, ¿verdad? Viene con una frase adicional. Go out, sit down, get up, wait around, y tiene su propio significado, pero también es verbo, y también se puede utilizar con to, ¿verdad? Como cualquier otro verbo, y se convierte en infinitive. Ok. Medio nos confunde, pero sí se puede, sí es válido. Al rato hablamos de eso más. Very good. Livni, continue. Livni, give me one more. Dice, we went to a coffee shop and talked for hours. Well, I hope to make some new friends when I join this club, but I didn't expect everyone to be so friendly. I'm glad Annie persuaded me not to give up. Hay dos más. A ver, cualquier voluntario me lo puede decir. No tienen que levantar la mano.
I hope to make.
Ah, bueno, entonces hay tres más. Ese no lo vi. I hope to make. Ok, ¿cuáles dos más?
Expect everyone to be.
Expect everyone to be. Bueno, ¿y qué combinación viene siendo? Verb. Y luego everyone viene siendo el object. Y luego to be viene siendo el infinitive. Falta uno. Anybody? ¿Alguien lo ve?
Persuaded me not to give up.
Completo. Persuaded es el verbo. Me es el object. Okay. Not es el negativo, pero y to give up, de nuevo, viene un phrasal verb, pero es to give up. Es otro phrasal verb, lo llamamos phrasal verb. Todavía no tenemos la lección de phrasal verbs, pero la vamos a tener. Ok. Very good. Bueno, quiero que hagan ustedes lo mismo. Exactamente lo que ven aquí. Un diary entry. ¿Saben qué es un diary entry? Lo que escribieran ahí un comentario sobre cualquier cosa que les sucedió. Diary entry es un detalle sobre cualquier cosa que les ha sucedido a ustedes recientemente. Entonces, si ustedes fueron a Little Caesars Pizza y vieron un cucaracho, describan ahí lo que vieron en Little Caesars Pizza. ¿Ok? Si fueron a cualquier lugar y se les olvidó el face mask, el cubreboca, pues, díganme qué sucedió, qué tuvieron que hacer. Se tuvieron que amarrar una toalla, un trapo, ¿verdad? O se regresaron a la casa, o qué hicieron. Ok. Preferencia, pues háganlo relacionado a algo, o sea, su experiencia con clases en línea, su experiencia con el COVID, su experiencia con algún viaje que tomaron recientemente, un parrafito similar a este, y quiero que utilicen una combinación de verbos con objects plus infinitives o verbos más infinitives. Si quieren incluir un gerund, háganlo, que al cabo es una lección que acabamos de ver recientemente. Okidoki. Envíenlo, por favor, antes de la siguiente clase, tienen aquí el martes, al grupo, para que el grupo se motive y identifique también lo que ustedes ven. La idea es que se motiven el uno al otro a participar, utilizar lo que estamos aprendiendo en clase para escribir lo que nos sucede en la vida cotidiana regularmente. Si podemos lograr eso, estamos aprendiendo. Esta clase nos está sirviendo. Okidoki. ¿Alguien tiene preguntas? Any questions, anybody? Ahorita les envío los detalles. Ali, ¿tienes un comentario? Veo que se prende su micrófono, pero no oigo nada. No se oye el micrófono de Ali. ¿Alguien escucha a Ali?
No.
Algo le pasó a tu micrófono, Ali.
Hello, teacher, can you hear me?
Yeah, ahora sí. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, well, ahorita les asigno la tarea, les doy los detalles y voy a poner un ejemplo. Okidoki, no se les olvide, antes del martes, y vamos a cubrir, quiero que se conecten al principio de clase también, para que cada quien hable de su experiencia, ¿ok? Cada uno de ustedes la describa, y ya después de escuchar la experiencia, ¿verdad? Un parrafito similar a ya yo les digo, ok, utilizaste aquí el verb plus infinitive, verb plus gerund, verb plus object plus infinitive, bla, bla, bla. Okidoki. Y continuaremos con ese tema. Tenemos mucho que aprender todavía sobre este tema el martes. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Ya nos pasamos unos minutitos, pero igual empezamos unos minutitos tarde. Así que excelente. Que la pasen muy bien. Disfruten. Thank you very much for connecting. See you next class.
Thanks, teacher.
Goodbye. Good night, everybody.